Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner, and this is story time. So, I did the whole thing with asking for suggestions, and I got about 20 different suggestions for story times. And the first one that I think I'm going to do is someone said, I would like to hear something about relationships you've had, the best and the worst. I have had very good relationships. I have had very bad relationships over my 36 years of living. And some people think, oh, well, if you're single, all your relationships must have been bad because they did not work out. Some of them were great. And I'm still friends with the guys I've dated before. And things just did not work out, mainly because I was young. I've always had a boyfriend. My first boyfriend, I remember I was like in first grade, maybe even kindergarten. That's going to sound horrible. Sorry, Mom. I remember kissing a boy. His name was Sam. Him and his brother, his dad, lived around the corner from us. Well, around the corner from my grandparents. And his dad would drive us home or whatever, because my mom worked, and he would drive me to my grandparents' house while my mom was at work. And for some reason, this particular day, he got out the car, I think to talk to my granddad or something like that. I don't remember. And in the back seat of his dad's car, I swear I had to be in the first grade, if that, because I know when I left Brady, I wasn't out the first grade yet. So I was in the first grade, and we were in the backseat of his dad's car, and he kissed me. And the weird thing was, he tongue kissed me, and I was like, this is so weird. Ugh. But I went along with it. So we kissed for and it was, I think his brother was looking out the window to be sure his dad didn't come, or my grandparents didn't come. Oh my God. And I'm I don't like tongue kissing. It was just, he wasn't a good kisser, at all. So, and I was very, very young. So I've had relationships forever. It's just very, very weird to know that I kissed my first boy that early. And it was a tongue kiss. Okay. And this was in the 80s, because I was born in 82. So, this was in the 80s. The next boyfriend I can remember was Chelsea Hicks. Chelsea Hicks was a boy who he was my boyfriend. He was very popular. We were in the 5th grade, and this is so funny. Everyone thought he was ugly, but he was so cute to me. He had a little mark on his cheek. It was so cute to me. And we dated. I was in the fucking 5th grade. But he was my boyfriend from 5th grade up until 7th. And he was the hood dude. He had a rep. He would beat people up. And because he was a popular guy, I just ended up being a popular girl. And plus, I'm very, very friendly. We would kiss all the time, and he wanted to have sex. And I was like, ew, no. So he's my second boyfriend. We broke up because he wanted sex and I did not want to have sex. Because I was I was a teen. I was 12. Who has sex at 12? People do, but I did not want to. And, we ended up breaking up. So, but it taught me the difference between puppy love and real love. That was puppy love, because I was 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. And when me and Chelsea broke up, I started dating Jamal Bonner. Okay. Jamal Bonner was an older guy. He's actually, sorry, Mom. Oh, Mom, you watching this? Just cut it off. Jamal Bonner was the first guy whose penis I saw in real life. And he was a year older than me. He lived 4 or 5 blocks away. And he was a cool boyfriend, but he also wanted to have sex. And I did not want to have sex. And one day, me and my cousin skipped school. I was in the 7th grade. I think I was in the 7th grade. We skipped school, went over his house. They drank wine coolers, all this weird stuff. And then we were sitting in his room, and he showed me his dick. And I was like, That is huge. Like, I think it was huge to me because I was a kid then. I don't remember now if it was really, really big in like in real life. And I was like, you ain't putting a thing nowhere near me. No, I'm straight. No, 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 no. No, thank you. And again, another boy broke up with me because I would not have sex. So, those are the kind of weird relationship things that I think I learned early on, that you can't give or do what he want just to keep him around. Like, you can't do that. And I also think it's the reason why I held on to my virginity until I was 15 when I lost it. And okay, so the guy who took my virginity in our relationship, this is the thing. I'll say this is the thing to where when I learned you do dumb things for guys. So the guy who I lost my virginity with, I won't say his name because he passed away. But, he was a cool guy. But he was abusive. Not to me. But he was abusive to his girlfriend at the time. And we knew, I was 15. We were all friends in high school together. And, well, no, we went to middle school together. It was like the summer in between when I was in middle school to high school. And I knew him from middle school and how he would like beat up on his girlfriend. And I'm like, that would never be me. That she's so dumb. Who would ever talk to him? And like 6 months later, my dumb ass, ended up talking to him. And he literally, he did not take it. Okay, he didn't do that. I knew I did not want to have sex. I honestly didn't. And he kind of just talked me into it. And it's the first time I can remember someone making me or talking me into doing something that I did not want to do at all. And I did it anyway. So I dealt with him for maybe 6 months. And he was just not a good boyfriend at all. Like, he was very aggressive. As I said, did he ever hit me? I think once he playfully slapped me. Like a ha 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 slap. Not an abusive slap. I know that sounds weird, but because I know how he was when he did when he did abuse a woman, it wasn't it. And so for some reason, he didn't treat me that way. But he was still an asshole. But, it was a lesson in, you have to watch what you allow to happen. Because honestly, looking back on that, I do wish I did not lose my virginity to him. It was like in the basement of his house, because his room was in the basement. I had just got my hair done. I had like a French roll, in my hair. And I don't even remember what it was. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I was like, this is sex. Because again, you were a kid, so you don't even think about it. So that was crazy. But, over the years, I have had guys love me so hard that it was disruptive to day-to-day life. I had an ex who, when I wanted to break up with him, he literally was at my house and I was trying to drive to work. And this was probably 5 years ago, maybe. Like 5 or 6 years ago. He came to my house one morning and he sat on the hood of my car. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you. You get on my nerve. We can be friends. I don't do it anymore. And he literally would not get off the hood of my car. And I had to call my boss at work. Like, I'm going to be late. So-and-so won't get off my boss do with my boyfriend. Because she would drop me off at work and different stuff or whatever. So-and-so won't get off my car. It's just so dumb. I took video and pictures. Look at, I can't believe, because I was, you know how you hear stories of someone saying, I'm late because my boyfriend stole my car keys. You be like, bitch, you were just late. So I'm like, I can't go to work and be like, he was on the hood of my car and wouldn't get off without some kind of proof. I had video, I had pictures, and he would not get off the hood of my car. And it was just so stupid. So my thing with good and bad relationships, I think what I've learned is you have to know your worth. And you have to also be aware of how good you are at things, and how if you're really good at some things, it can cause the person to be obsessed with you. And so I think even though I've had relationships that were beautiful, that were great, I remember the same ex who did not get out the hood of my car when I lost my aunt, and he took me to her house and she passed away. When he came back and got me and I cried like all night, he just sat and like just rubbed my head. So with little things like that, to where I have picked great moments from past, because every relationship has good and bad moments. I think my issue is I like bad boys. And so I like bad boys. I have a slick mouth, and so we argue sometimes. But again, this is me in my 20s, not me now. And it was a thing when it was great, it was great. But when it was bad, it was bad. And I put up with a lot of things that I should not have put up with. And I think I did that because, in a way, then I was like, I'm gonna do what I want. Can't nobody tell me what to do. If I like so and so, I'm gonna be with him regardless. And there was a more of, if everyone's telling me he's bad, I'm gonna be with him anyway. I'm gonna keep talking to him. So that's why I said you have to be able to know your worth and know what to put up with and know what not to put up with, because every guy won't be perfect at all. You're going to have to put up with something. Every guy, I always say, every guy and every girl is an asshole in some sort of way. You just have to find the correct asshole that you can put up with. Because it's something as simple as he might be great in every other aspect, but his monkey ass will not put the ketchup in the refrigerator, and that can drive you crazy. Well, can you put up with him never putting the ketchup in the refrigerator? Yes, I can. But if he doesn't fill the gas tank back up after driving y'all car, like if y'all share a car, and he just always forget to put gas in it, I can't put up with that for the rest of my life. Then that's something you can't put up with. So I think I'm to the point now where I know what I will and will not put up with. And if I won't put up with it, and if I voice a concern to you and you don't care about it, then I'm good on you. So, but in those same relationships, I did have good moments, great laughs. I met great friends. I've learned a lot. I had a lot of great sex. We had great moments. So I've had good relationships. I've had bad ones. I've had things in between, but I'm grateful for the best and the worst of my relationships, because it has molded me to who I am today. Someone had commented, I think it was Kid who commented and said, you are so grounded to only be in your 30s, to be 36. And how did you get that way? Because I endured so much that made me eventually have this epiphany of, okay, you went through all these things. You've endured all these things. You are now ready to be a full-grown woman. And being a full-grown woman is more than turning 18. It's more than turning 21. Hell, it's more than turning 25. It's living life and having life experiences that show you what you do and don't want. And so, did not mean for this to be so long, but it was. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first story time. I know it was all over the place. But other than that, I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Peace.